Alright. The final game in the NES cardinality block is Kickle, Cublicle. A very awkwardly named game. The main character's name is Kickle. He's a little kid, and for whatever reason in this universe, only little kids can fight the evil monsters and save the kingdom and all that. Oh, that's no good. Hang on. There we go. So yeah, I'll get it started, and there's plenty of time in between levels to talk about what's going on, so I'm just gonna get it started right away. If you're ready on the timer, 5, 4, whoops, hang on, I should get to the title screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's a fairly long game. There are 4 worlds, each having between 15 and 20 levels, and Kickle has a few tools in his arsenal. With the B button you can freeze enemies, and with the A button you can shoot, it's also the B button. You shoot the resulting ice blocks. The goal in each level is to collect these 3 bags. I'm not exactly sure what the bags are supposed to be, but we're in the process of liberating a kingdom and saving some princesses. There are like 4 different princesses that have been captured. We're going to save them all. And for whatever reason, we need to go and decimate these islands. I'm not sure what that accomplishes exactly. But yeah, this game is actually really valuable in terms of its playability for puzzles. It's really fun. The puzzles start off really easy. They're just sort of trying to introduce you, you, the kid NES player, to all these basic concepts, and then sort of gradually ramping up the difficulty as it goes on. Now here we need to shoot 3 blocks straight up the middle. I'm going to do some additional stuff to make it happen faster. With the A button we can put stoppers on the map. We can put as many stoppers as we want. And we're going to use them, like normally on some of the harder levels you actually have to use them to get the ice blocks into certain places, but in the earlier levels we're just going to use them for speedrunning. Make things faster. So this level requires a little bit of setup, a few extra kicks, and now we have access to all 3 bags. The movement in this game actually works very similarly to Legend of Zelda, in that if you walk more than halfway from one square to another and then you change your axis of movement, like if you're going left and then you go more than half of a brick over and then you change your direction to up, it's going to complete your leftward movement onto the next brick, and you can use that to speed yourself up in a lot of situations. I always use Legend of Zelda as a reference because a lot of people are familiar with that game, and a lot of speedrunners employ that tactic of speeding up your movement by walking diagonally. Requires really precise timing, but it's really useful. Here all 3 bags are going to be together once we shoot a path down here. So we're going to set it up this way. Again, using stoppers to make everything faster. Hey! Why didn't he move over there? That was weird. Anyway, all the bags are clear now. Oh. Okay, I need one more down here. And then before we collect this bag, we're just going to freeze that guy in place. So yeah, again, most of the early levels are really elementary in design, and it's just a matter of waiting for the blobs to get in the right place so you can shoot ice blocks over. They gradually introduce these chickens to us that kick blocks back at us. In this level, you need the chickens to open the way to all the bags. So yeah, even though there's not much room to put stuff on this screen, you can see like the tiles are fairly big. There's only so much room to put things on the screen, and none of the levels are bigger than one screen. There's still a lot of room to make this game fairly intricate later on, when they start adding different dynamics. Like, there are going to be hammers on the map that will change the directions of ice blocks. Like, you kick one left into a hammer, the hammer will rotate around and hit it upwards, or downwards, depending on its position. This level requires just a little bit of a wait at the beginning, so we're going to wait right here before we can clear our path. And we're set. Now, remember when I was talking about getting speed boosts by going around a corner when you're more than halfway between blocks? That's actually necessary in this next level to speedrun it perfectly. We're going to need to do a speed boost to the left, and then we're just barely going to be able to beat this spike. Oh, I missed it! I changed directions too early. Am I in trouble here? No, I'm okay. This next level is the most technical of the Garden Land levels, the first world. But if I don't do it totally perfectly, it's just as simple as shooting 4 up the middle and 3 up, 1 to the left from there. So let's see how it goes. Got it. Perfect. If I'm just a little slower there, that blob will run into that stopper and change directions, but I cleared it just in time. This level is surprisingly short. This is all it requires. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this level design was, but it's really easy. The next level's got a nice quirk to it. We're going to start off with a timed shot to freeze 2 enemies essentially at the same time. So we can shoot 2 blocks up at once. Got it? And it looks like I did this right. The penguin's going to push the bag over so we don't have to open the way up to that right area. I really like that. So 2 bags are available here, but we're going to do some prep work to clear the way for that last bag. Oh, I actually walked into the blob there. It's a fairly small window between changing directions and actually walking into the next square. So we'll just do the same setup again. There's actually no need for speed boosts here around tile corners because we have to wait for the blobs to exit. Like there are a lot of brief pauses here. And then the spike pushes the bag up to us. Very nice of that spike. And this is the last level of Gardenland. Each bag is isolated here, so we're going to try and clear the way to all of them at once, pretty much. A little bit of waiting there, nothing we can do about that. And now it's on to the first boss. The bosses are a pretty easy concept in this game. They all work the same way. You have to use the projectiles they throw at you and shoot them back, or rather kick them back at your opponent. There's a fairly long cutscene before we actually get there. You can really tell this game was sort of designed for kids to be like this, you know, this fantastic adventure story that you go through. As an adult, you can't help but look at it and wonder what the heck is going on, like how these things are happening. Kickle is for no reason growing up on a giant beanstalk here. Now he's jumping on clouds, and somehow he knew that this third cloud was going to move to the left and fly him to where he needed to go. They should call this game Kickle Convenience. Alright, so this boss takes 3 hits, and he's fairly easy. That's all there is to it. I might not have the next 2 bosses totally perfect, but we'll see how it goes. The last boss I'll have perfect for sure. On to the second world. Puzzles get a little more intricate. They start adding a few tools to the field. Ooh, wow, that was close. Definitely wanted to beat that spike. In this level, they introduce bombs to us. They look scary, but they're not really scary. They don't do much other than explode and make you wait. They don't really get in your way or anything. Now, if you really like this game, after the credits there are 30 bonus levels, which there's no need to play right now. But if you like the game, they're really fun. And they get very, very challenging towards the end. So if you want to see how challenging this game can be, I highly recommend picking it up. If you like puzzle games, if this is your kind of thing, it's going to be a lot like this. But yeah, even right now, the levels aren't really, you know, complex or anything. It's just pretty basic stuff. It doesn't even look like a puzzle game for the most part yet. This level, if I'm going to do it as fast as possible, it's going to require a lot of precision. Oh, whoops. I missed one there. Oh. So yeah, I messed up my positioning there and got shot. I'm going to try and do this right this time. A lot of speed boosts around each corner, demonstrating the concept I was talking about before. There we go. Smooth. Alright, we gotta wait for one more here, and we're set. So yeah, now they're introducing springs, which have an obvious function of reversing a block that you shoot into them. And now we get the first level with a hammer, which they're going to introduce them softly again, obviously. So this level only requires a single shot into the hammer, but you get to see the effect. Oops. So yeah, if you view the game from the standpoint of a puzzle game, they're just gradually introducing these concepts to you softly so that a kid can handle them. In this level, we use the 4 ice blocks to block all 4 guns, so that we can just circulate the level freely. And here's a talking orange. For no reason, here's a talking orange. No, it's not for no reason. They give you some storyline, which isn't really story. They're just telling you, please save our princess, please save our kingdom, that kind of thing. So yeah, some pretty clear setup here. Wow, what's that cannon doing in there? Okay, he pushed the bag out. Alright, here's another... There we go. This level is another demonstration of the use of springs. Very important concept to be able to shoot a block left and then wait for it to come to the right and put a stopper on its left to stop it when it comes back. Oh, I have to wait for that explosion so that we don't actually explode this block. Yeah, that poor whale on the left, he doesn't look happy. I can briefly look at chat in between levels. Oops. Alright, so we're pretty deep into Fruitland here. And yet, surprisingly, this is another fairly elementary concept with hammers. We only need to change this one's position by 1. And then we're set. Okay, we're going to want to shoot 2 up here, do this, and get a 3rd up here. Going to collect these before we open up the last one for speed's sake. And now we have to wait for the spikes to sort of sort themselves out. There we go. Yeah, you know, in Dragon Warrior 4 we talk a lot about how Taloon is basically committing every crime in the book. This game is kind of similar. Kickle is like doing a lot of bad things here. Not the least of which is, like, completely destroying the polar ice caps. Same thing here, waiting for a block to go to the opposite side before changing the orientation of the hammer. Very important concept. They're gradually introducing them to you, just very slowly, so you can handle it as a kid, basically. Alright, let's see if I get this one right. Looks good so far. That should be good. Alright. I want to keep that guy frozen, otherwise he sort of gets in the way when I get over there. This is the last level of Fruitland. It requires kind of a roundabout route to get yourself in position. This is the only way to do it. Almost there. There we go. And now it's time for the second world boss. Hopefully I get this boss right. It's a really nifty pattern if I nail it on the first cycle. If not, he's gonna provide me with some more ammunition to defeat him almost immediately. So yeah, once again we get a nice long cutscene, a nice long break. Second boss, I believe, is a giant clown. I forget what he throws at me. Okay, here we go. Looks like I got it right, and we're good! Right on. You're totally right, Toad. This game would probably be like at least a half an hour shorter if it weren't for the cutscenes. There's so many of them. I don't think there's anything new to this level yet. Other than sort of a massive layout. This island actually covered the entire screen. There aren't too many of those early on. Okay, here we just need to open up 4 gaps at the top to make a path to those bags. Okay. That one made it through, that one made it through, we've got to wait for this guy, and that one's good. So yeah, I don't want to risk going— oh man, the spike! It pushed one of the bags all the way over here, so we gotta go back. Silly spike. Stuff like that can happen every once in a while. Now they're introducing these knights with shields. If you want to freeze them You can only do so from the side. What is this guy doing? There we go. I'm not used to him being there. If you shoot them straight forward, they will use their shield to reflect your ice beam back at you, and it'll actually freeze you in place for a while. And then usually they'll walk up and kill you. I mean, defeat you, because you can't be killed in an NES game. That would be way too controversial. Yeah, I think if you lose in the first world, like if you lose all your lives, Kickle will say, "I am beaten, sob, sob." He doesn't mean physically beaten. He's okay. Whoa. Okay, something weird happened here. My setup got a little messed up. So we're just gonna take an extra second here. There we go. Whoops. Sob, sob. And here is a talking piece of candy, I guess. The game can be very confusing. Kickle seems to be very happy to destroy the island that he is standing on, and then just hover from a helium balloon. I don't know how that works. Introduction to turtles, who become invincible and spin rapidly towards you when they can see you on a vertical or horizontal path. We're gonna freeze this guy in place. And freeze him again. Oh! Gotta be over here. That was close. Alright, finally in the next level we have a very intricate puzzle setup that requires a lot of hammer manipulation. Not manipulation in the way like RNG manipulation, but just literally moving the hammer multiple times. There we go. Oh yeah, there totally were 4 turtles on the last level. I think it was more than 4, actually. Oh, that wasn't the right way. Hang on. Alright, well... Whoops. Okay. We'll do this one first, then. I did the same thing. Okay. There we go. Everything should be fine from here. The third boss actually is a giant turtle. It's the most complex boss to kill in one cycle absolutely perfectly, so I'm not sure if it'll happen, but we'll see. I guess those are supposed to be donuts. They kind of look like oranges that have been turned inside out and have a hole in the middle as a result. Don't really look like a donut-y texture. Pretty simple concept to this level as well. Come back over here. We need this here. And we're good to go. As we gradually approach, I guess this is the last 4 levels of Cake Land. The whales are overjoyed. This is another straightforward level. The bombs will basically clear the field of this level entirely, and then we just collect the bags pretty much. Not really anything to it. I'm always kind of surprised when a level like that appears later in a world. But that's how it is. Okay, we're gonna freeze this guy, put a stopper here, and then same thing up here, put a stopper here, and now everything's in position. So we just have to wait for the block to come around and collect our 3 bags. One more level and then the boss. The turtle boss. Oops. There we go. Alright, now before we get to this boss, I gotta give you guys a serious warning, and I'm not joking about this. I know a lot of funny stuff happens. I saw D. Tysonator's run last night. His show was absolutely awesome, but I am not trying to make some sort of joke when I say this. I'm being very serious. During the next cutscene, there's going to be some major flashing on the screen. If you're prone to seizures, I highly recommend that you sort of block the screen from your view. It's going to happen about 10 seconds from now. And it's going to happen for about 12 seconds or so. So, if that's a concern for you, please look away from the screen now. And that's it, it's over. Okay, time for boss number 3. Oh, he's not in the right position, unfortunately. Oop. Can we hit you with this? Yes. And that's it. So even though he was a little out of position, that really didn't delay things much at all. So that was good. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. I know it's tempting. When someone says look away, I know it's tempting to look, but that's always a warning I give when I play this game. New enemy introduced now. These things just kill you if you touch them. Like that. Not much more to them. So you get infinite continues in this game, and when you have to continue, you continue from the exact level you were on. So not a major setback. Let's just wait here just in case. So yeah, we've rescued 3 princesses so far. Now we have to go rescue the 4th and final princess. I don't know what they were thinking, like, kidnapping a princess for what? Like, normally the premise of a game is the boss will, like, you know, kidnap a princess so that you'll come and try and rescue her and fall into his evil trap, or whatever. But this, they've kidnapped 4 princesses, and for whatever reason, the only way they can be saved is if some kid comes around flying on a balloon. I don't know what their plan is. I don't really get it. But we gotta do what we gotta do. So in this level, we're going to use these popsicles as shields. While they only give points, but while they're on the screen, they provide walls that enemies cannot go through. Oh, I should have opened that one up, but we'll just go this way instead. So yeah, towards the end of this world, there are some better puzzle levels. Some really interesting stuff, some challenge to think your way through. This level is the most notorious for my speedruns. So I tend to be really careful setting this up, because stuff like that happens all the time. If I'm careless for just like a half a second, I'll miss a bullet or whatever, and just run into it. So let's try that again, be a little more careful. Oh, almost hit that one. Okay, here we go. Nope, nope, nope. They can still shoot right through there diagonally. I forgot about that. Alright, one more time. Alright. Let's watch the bullets. Watch the bullets, and we're going through. I think everything's fine from here. Oh no! What about that last one? Oh, we can just do this. Yeah, we're good. Just wanted to play it safe there. That is possible, actually, that you don't have to shoot the middle block until the very end. I will look into that later. Thanks for mentioning that. Pretty straightforward concept here. Oh, hopefully that other spike doesn't get in the way. Darn. Yeah, I threw off my setup there in the middle. Let's do it right this time. So that our happy balloon boy won't be beaten and sob. So yeah, the right thing to do is just wait for this spike to go around. And then everything works out nice and fast from here. Oh, that's not where I want to be. Oh no, I can't... Okay. Well, we're alive at least. I thought that would kill us. And there we go. 11 levels left, and then the final boss. I think this is the level where one of these, I guess it's a Christmas stocking, starts talking to us. And apparently this Christmas stocking is very old. He says, "If only I were young, I could fight with you." I mean, I guess it could also be Kickle's boot, but I'm not sure how that fits into the whole Toyland theme. Seems more like a Christmas stocking thing. Another great hammer level. A little bit of thought required to get the two hammers in the right places. This one is a little complex to set up. Need to put a stopper there. Get a block in place. We kill the chicken, but the purpose is to let the new chicken spawn and kick it over here. And now we just have to wait for the spike to loop, and then we can open up the way to the final bag. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, he's gonna come down in time, that's fine. So we open up the one on the right. Next step is to open up the one on the bottom left. And yeah, we didn't quite have enough room there. The knight was lagging behind. If I see that happen again, I'll just delay my initial freeze by just a bit to compensate. This one is fine. He works out to, like, the exact perfect position. But yeah, then this one, I'm just gonna wait here for just a sec, and that should hopefully be enough. Yeah, see, now he's up here. So we'll get this one first, and then the bottom one. Gotta wait for this guy. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what purpose robbing the kids of all their toys in these bags serves for saving princesses, other than maybe warming up Kickle's skill, but it doesn't seem entirely necessary. Seven levels to go before the boss. This next level will introduce P blocks, which allow you to freeze all the enemies on the screen. And I need to actually clear them both to get to the last two bags. Oops. So we gotta wait for this. Nothing to this level other than avoiding spikes and staying alive. They move really quickly, so it looks really intimidating, but it's actually not that bad. They even give you a 1-up because they expect you to die there. At least I think that's the reason. 5 levels to go. This one's another neat puzzle level where you have to get a blob all the way around the screen. Oh, there we go, got it just in time, and we're good. Didn't get this bag yet. That's okay. So yeah, this kind of level better illustrates how good a puzzle game this game can be. And when you get into the bonus levels, there's a level just like this that is like 3 times as long. You have to get a block all over the place. Alright, the setup for this level, because of the RNG in this game, it doesn't always work perfectly, but we're gonna try it. Oh, we got it! Excellent. And I'm just being super careful here. Ah, the spike came in. I could have closed it off so that he didn't come in. But normally I have all the bags by then. Again, the RNG just works differently sometimes. We're going to try the exact same setup again and see how it works. If it goes wrong, you'll get to see why it goes wrong. And we got it again. So yeah, this time we're gonna close that entryway and make sure that we clear the path in here. Another good puzzle level coming up, another use of 3 hammers. Gonna shoot that guy up, put a stopper in its place for when it comes back down, then we're gonna clear the way here, and finally we shoot 2 blocks at once to make just the perfect path for the hammers, and we can collect everything. 2 levels to go. Next one's another neat puzzle concept. When you shoot an ice block to the edge, it gets destroyed. So we need to find the perfect way to shoot a block all the way around to get it in position and finally break the way here. The last level is literally covered with hammers. It requires a lot of setup. Hopefully I get it right. It's a pretty neat level. Here we go. Oop. I gotta let this guy pass. And then we're gonna go all the way up here. And did we get it in time? Yes, we're good. Excellent. It's boss time. The final boss of the game. We're gonna be under our estimate. And in fact, I think we're going to be about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Hopefully that's not a problem. Hopefully the next runner is ready and everything. But yeah, it's better than being behind schedule. I don't know why, but the estimate for Shadowgate was entered as 9 minutes. I did say it would take about 5 minutes, but for whatever reason we got 4 extra minutes there. And then Castle Quest, I finished way ahead of estimate. And this game, it looks like we're going to be about 2 minutes ahead of estimate. So 10 minutes altogether. I hope the time is useful. Again, we have to wait for a big long cutscene here. And this scene, this part, I really don't like. Like, Kickle is smiling here, but what's really happening? I mean, he is going at terminal velocity straight into shards of ice. I mean, really. I forget if you have to hit this boss 6 or 7 times. It's probably 6, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. Get ready on the timer. I'll give you a 3-second countdown again. Three, 2, 1, time! That is Kickle Cublicle! Another very fun puzzle game on the NES. I got really lucky discovering this game. I didn't know it existed until I went to a pawn shop type store really close to where I live. They were selling it for $15. I looked it up on eBay. It was a fairly decent price for the cartridge, so I said, why not? Let's get it. It's worth a lot more now, and it turned out to be a really fun puzzle game that I never would have discovered otherwise. Like, I probably wouldn't even have ever seen it before. And that's the NESCardinality block. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed these mostly puzzle games. I've been a part of all 3 Best of NES runs. It's been an all 3 NES marathons over the past 3 years. They've been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun watching the runs this year. This year is unique from last year's in that almost everyone's runs have been so optimized that we just can't expect to see any new world records in the marathon. So, lots of really high-end play that went into this. Lots of great things. I guess since we have a little extra time, I'll just show the little ending here. This princess seems to be a lot older than Kickle, but she kisses him here, and of course he gets, you know, the feelings little boys get when they get kissed. And I think they, like, the story just says they get married, and they make it sound like they got married that day, which is kind of insane. But yeah, we'll call this the NESCardinality victory music as my block comes to an end. Thank you all again so much. Thank you so much to Bad Breaks and Dexter and everyone else who's behind the scenes for all their hard work. I'm sorry I can't name everyone. I don't know who everyone was. Nudua. Thanks to Toad for this. This is something I noticed last year as well. Toad somehow is always awake. He's awake for everyone's runs. He was awake for all my runs. He was here handling everything, giving everyone mad props. I can't thank you enough, Toad. I can't wait to see you at AGDQ in January. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll switch it over for now.